into the crime, Murder Man podcast. Andy got the facts, Amanda spitting fast. Delve into the night, mysteries unfold. Cold cases sitting deep, not a story told.
What's the point of this?
I forget. Maybe true crime or something. We're into it, right?
Yeah, but why would we make a podcast? Who would even listen?
I can get some listeners going.
Yeah, some friends.
Some friends. What is that?
What, that
Oh,
beep?
the beep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
It's
guys-
so people, if you're listening to this, if anyone's listening, we're recording on our iPhones, so you have the little beep here and there.
just to remind you that we're recording.
Yeah, that we're such losers that we're using just the iPhone.
It's not that we're losers, it's that we're so fucking lazy. Like this idea that we're just going to record a podcast on the iPhone with like a $30 microphone headset,
Laying in bed.
laying in bed, and just fucking put it out there.
I think that's perfect.
I like this setup.
That's what I wanted to do. This is the thing that I wanted to do. Something very easy, but something that I'm interested in, and this is what we're going to do. So let's talk true crime. Let's talk about our favorite case right now, even though it's older.
Yeah, Elisa Lam. You ready?
Yeah, Elisa Lam. Let's do it. She was the bipolar Canadian that drowned in the water tank on top of the Cecil Hotel in Los Angeles. Yes.
Yeah, she was 21. She was a student at the University of British Columbia in Vancouver. She actually took the semester off. So she went to summer classes, but she took the semester off due to what she called a relapse in her blog. So to your point, the bipolar, we know that she struggled with mental health her whole life. And her blog's pretty dark, but she did talk about a relapse. Yeah.
I did see that she said something about hating herself because she only got 3 classes, like I guess done or passed in 3 years.
Wow, that's about what you've done lately.
That's about us, isn't it? I mean, think about it. It took you like 10 years to get a degree.
12.
And it took me, okay, see, that's a bipolar thing. We
Such
just
a
can't stay
bipolar
on
thing.
track, I
Mm-mm.
guess.
Or you-
Or we get bored.
Yeah, you get all jazzed up and like super fucking hyped. And
Yeah,
then,
exactly.
then you're just kind of over it.
Yeah, so for the listeners, the both of us, Amanda and Andy, are also bipolar, and I think that's what got us into this.
Yeah, well, it's just so offensive when you think about it at first glance that she died of being bipolar. Because what was the official cause of death? Accidental drowning, bipolar being a contributing factor?
Yes. Unbelievable, right?
It seems like bullshit to me.
It sounds ridiculous. I've never even heard of anything like that on a coroner's report.
Now, I could even understand if they wrote mania or manic if they thought she was manic, but like bipolar? You don't just die from that. You don't die from your mental health.
No, that die from depression? No, you probably committed suicide. You don't die from depression.
No, you're right. You absolutely don't die from depression. And there's no way
Yeah.
she committed suicide because what a fucking weird way to do it.
I just can't get on board with it. I can't because there's no way this tiny little Asian chick climbed up a ladder on the side of the Cecil Hotel in these big clothes, which was already weird, by the way.
Super
then-
weird.
Put herself, opened the lid of this heavy ass tank, got inside, and laid face up and died with no reason or like no like scratch marks, like you were saying, nothing,
Who dies face up? Who drowns face up?
with no struggle.
With no struggle. Yeah, you're right. There was no fingernail marks. There was no signs of regret. Didn't look like she fought for her life. There was no signs of trauma. And it's so weird that her clothes are in the tank with her, but off. And like, you've heard the theories that hypothermia or buoyancy, and she just had to take her clothes off so that she could tread water. But I mean,
Yeah,
that's
I sort of
bullshit.
heard that too. Like my clothes were so heavy, I had to take them off. But okay, what about the part that I heard, but maybe you didn't. Like, there were also clothes folded outside of the tank.
That I wasn't aware of.
Like I don't know if it was a jacket or something, but there was something folded, like not just thrown, folded outside of the tank, which is a little confusing.
That doesn't sound like the behavior of a manic person.
None of this to me does. I mean, okay, yes, maybe climbing up the side of a building. That I could see that
Yeah,
happening with
still.
someone manic.
She didn't even have her glasses.
She did it.
No, she didn't have them in the elevator video either.
So the elevator video, let's talk about that for a second because
Ooh.
she's standing in this elevator. She backs into a corner like she's scared. She looks out a few times, right? You can see her look out to the right, to the
Yep.
left. And it looks like she's like, I don't know if she's talking to someone or if someone is, I feel like in my brain, I feel like someone's out there.
And what do you think they're doing around the corner, like holding the button, keeping the elevator open?
Because it wouldn't close. The elevator wouldn't close. She's pushing every button known to man. It wouldn't close.
So there was one doc, this camera crew came in and tried to bust some of those myths, and they did end up pushing the door open button, and they timed it to about 2 minutes. So that one seems like there might be a plausible explanation for that when she was frantically hitting the buttons.
Yeah, those old ass elevators. They're old.
But still, the poor thing, like either way, whether it was really she was really being hunted by someone or it was a manic episode, what a shitty experience to go through.
Awful. I had another theory that I didn't tell you about.
Ooh, yeah, let's do that.
I was thinking when I was thinking about this elevator thing last night. So you know how like the person, if there is a person and they're in the hallway and she's talking to them, but they're out of camera's view, right?
Sure.
Does that sound like an employee would know to not stand where the cameras are?
Definitely.
And then an employee is the only person who has a key to the roof.
Sure.
I just had that in my head, like if that would be plausible to me.
And there's a lot of people out there that think they're employees. I mean, I've read, accounts of like just the people that work there and the people that live there. All sorts of kind of predators.
Yeah. So how do we know? Why didn't they go deep into the employees, or did they?
I don't know, to be honest with you. I would imagine that when she was a missing person, the police looked into that, but I know there was also some shady characters that worked there. Not everyone, of course, but some shady characters. So if something did happen to her and there was foul play.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? That person, that it would definitely be a man, would know to stand outside of the area where you can view him because he works there and he knows where everything is.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely possible. And it's absolutely a man. You're right about that.
Come on. Who else? A woman is not putting her in the water tank.
Now, women never kill women. It's so rare there aren't even stats.
It would have to be such a big person, though, I think.
To carry her up the tank?
Mm-hmm. Or, and like you said, unless someone told her to go at like gunpoint or with a knife or whatever, and made her go.
That's hard to believe, too. Like you just walk the plank to your imminent death.
Yeah, well, if there's a gun to your head, I don't know. I guess you'd have to shoot me, but I understand.
Yeah, you know what? The gun to the head is an interesting argument because thank God I've never been in that spot, but there's no way I'm just going to do what they tell me with a gun to my head. I'm too afraid of what the outcome could be.
What if you didn't know you couldn't? Okay, so it's a water tank, and you're like, I can swim, but you didn't realize you can't get out of there.
Sure.
Damn. I don't know.
What, like
so many different things.
So many different things. Now, do you think she was manic?
I think she was probably manic or a little off. Maybe she was becoming manic or hypomanic from her actions, like the way she was acting, I guess. And like you said, there was medicine in her system. We just don't know how much.
Well, that to me is one of the biggest mysteries, is why there is even a theory that she was under-medicated. I watched another documentary recently where they have experts on there, so-called experts, talking about how they believe she might be under-medicated, but when in reality, all of her meds were present in her system. Effexor was present in her system. Lamictal was present in her system. Wellbutrin was present in her system. The only one that wasn't present in a trace amount was Seroquel, but that was only a take-as-needed drug, and there were 10 missing. Yeah, and there were 10 left than what she prescribed, so we can only assume that she was taking that as needed.
Yeah, so if you're taking your meds, and even if you're taking some of your meds, being completely manic is not something that happens regularly. That's not a thing. So usually when people are manic, it's because they go off their meds, right?
Sure.
That's for bipolar people. When you go off your meds, your moods start to change and turn. So I have an example. I had a friend, which downtown LA, we were living in the same building right there near the Cecil on 6th and Main.
It's crazy.
And we were hanging out, and we both kind of stopped taking our meds at the time because honestly, I couldn't afford it. I was going through a rough time, and they were trying to give me all these expensive medications. I stopped, and he was like, we should try to microdose shrooms because this guy was like naturalist Sherpa type, right?
I'm
So
in.
he wanted to
I'm in.
he wanted to do it that way. I tried with him for like a week or so. I couldn't feel much. I don't know what we were doing. But this guy ended up being, and it's okay because a lot of people know this. You know Ricky Lake, obviously everybody does.
That talk show host from the 90s?
Uh-huh. Yeah. So this was her
Is she a
ex-husband.
friend of yours?
No, but the ex-husband he was so great. He lived in the building, but it's sad because he committed suicide. He committed suicide like I'd say a month after we started the microdosing shrooms thing.
Yikes.
But he was off his meds. That's the whole point. So he was off his meds. He ended up using a gun like most men do, and most women use pills. But that one was a little shocking to me as well because he wasn't the gun type. Anyway, I'm off subject. The point is people go off their meds, and that's when they're manic. And with her, like you were saying, she had some meds in her system.
Yeah, and we just don't know to what extent. So the idea of speculating and saying, oh, well, maybe it wasn't enough meds, that's bullshit. What was the coroner looking at the video and saying, oh, she looks like she's acting manic, so we'll just call it mania? I mean,
That's crazy.
That's crazy, right? Well, we know that they originally marked the cause of death on the autopsy report. They originally marked it as undetermined. And then later that same day, they changed that to accident. So you have to wonder why that happened. Or was it really just a mistake? Or did they think that there was foul play involved at the beginning?
I think I told you this before. They didn't know she was bipolar right away. Her parents decided to keep that information away from them because they didn't want it to do what it did. And people be like, oh, she was crazy, and then just let it go. So they told the police that she had mild depression.
I mean, they were right though. As soon as they found out she was bipolar, they wrote it off as a manic episode.
Yes, we've talked about this before. I think if you are bipolar, I don't think you should tell before you get a job or anything because they write you off.
Yeah, I'm actually regretting telling right now.
Oh, on this podcast?
Yeah, well, good thing no one's going to listen.
Who cares about that? Come on.
Be like
Come on,
3 people.
This is our personal thing.
Yeah, it's just for
Oh,
us.
you mean in case you ever wanted another job?
No, I'm retired. Fuck that.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
No.
I forgot what else we were going to talk about with her because, oh yeah, you said she had sand on her clothes, and I don't remember why.
They don't know why. She had sand and weird white flakes and particles on her clothes. Now, here's something that pisses me off too. They never really did anything in analysis with the clothes. They also said they found fibers or hair or fibers on a couple inches long that didn't belong to her on her clothes. Once again, that was never tested for DNA because as soon as they went from suspicious, undetermined cause of death and they went to accident, it's like full stop, shut down the investigation, don't even process. They didn't even process the sexual assault kit, which is just wild.
It's like, don't even use our resources because she's just a crazy person.
Yep.
And that's sad. Because I believe that sexual assault, I mean, come on, that's a huge thing. When it's like downtown LA, you know how many people are sexually assaulted before they're killed?
I can't believe
crazy.
you lived on Skid Row.
I was 2 blocks from Skid Row, but yeah.
Now, did you know it was Skid Row when you moved there, or did you kind of get screwed over like Elisa?
No, I knew because Melissa and Eddie, our friends, had lived there for a while, like 2 blocks over. So, no, I knew, but it's like one of those. I don't know if you've been to a city like that, like where like one street is fine, 2 streets down, not fine. Like that's how it usually is.
I've dabbled on the row. I think.
No, you haven't.
Yeah, I have. And then you left me to die there at Eddie and Melissa's house with alcohol poisoning.
You were a block from the row.
I probably made it to the row once or twice. Just saying.
Too close for comfort. That's for sure.
Way too close for comfort.
As a woman, they tell you shouldn't even walk around outside at night there.
Well, it's a fucking joke. My cousins came out to visit us maybe 10 years ago when I lived in LA, and they were all excited about having lunch. I was up in West Hollywood, so I think we had lunch somewhere around there, and they were all excited to go to the Walk of Fame with the stars.
Oh, shit.
I mean, that's right in the heart of Skid Row.
No, that's not.
It's not?
Mm-mm.
Where the fuck
that's
is
Hollywood. That's middle of Hollywood. It's not that's pretty far,
Well, I
actually.
guess you're right. I guess I've never been on Skid Row then.
No, you've been on Skid Row with me drunk.
Oh.
But the Hollywood Walk of Fame is actually super sketchy too. But it's not Skid Row. It's just super sketch. Lots of homeless people. Like one time I was there with a friend and she was visiting LA like you're talking about with your friends, and we were in the car and she was so excited to see the stars on the street. And a lady was pushing a cart and just stopped in the middle of the street and just shit on the street and then just kept pushing her cart and kept going.
Dude, I had such a similar experience on the bus. I was taking the bus from where the fuck did I live? What was
Oh my
that
God,
thing
I can't
called?
believe you took the bus.
Miracle Mile. I was taking the bus from Miracle Mile to the beach on like a nice summer afternoon.
Oh God.
And there was this lady in purple pants.
Mm-hmm.
She gets on the bus. She pulls out like a piece, I don't even know what the fuck it was, like a piece of wax paper or some shit like that, a pad or something, lays it on the seat, sits down, shits her pants right through the seat, swear to God. Gets up at the next stop, gets off, and I mean, I had to get off too. And it was just really sad because Purple Pants lived in my neighborhood and like I'd run into her here and there. And
Aw. See, that's what pisses me off about people. They don't realize how sad it really is and how like these people are not just mentally ill, but sometimes they're addicts, sometimes they have a lot of things going on. And we just write them off like they're subhuman. And I hate that.
sucks, but you don't want to ride the bus in LA anyway.
No, and I was laughing about the shitting in the street because that was pretty fucking crazy. Come on. And like your story on the bus, that's pretty crazy.
Oh, it's wild. I can't believe the one on the bus intentionally knew she was going to shat and laid down. I mean, at least she laid down some paper, right?
Yeah, but wait, did she pull the pants down?
No. Shat right through them.
I don't get that part.
Just took a huge shit. And when she got up a stop or two later, there was shit all over the seat.
Oh, gosh. Can you imagine?
No, I can't.
Ugh, I'm so constipated
I've never
right now.
seen my brother. Uh-oh. Do you need a break? Do you need to try to go get one out?
No, come on. I was just saying, being stupid, that it's
Yeah.
true. Your brother what?
I've never seen my brother so fucking scared in his life. The time I took him to Venice Beach when he came out to visit. Oh my God.
And that's not even bad.
It was kind of bad. It was a little sketch. The boardwalk there? The freak show?
Yeah, I mean, I lived in Marina, which is 5 seconds away, but I'm just saying, like, when you live downtown LA, nothing's sketchy anymore. And yes, I understand Venice can be sketchy, but it's not like that.
What's up with that freak show?
What do you mean?
The freak show at Venice Beach. Didn't they have a real dead body in there one time?
Oh, I don't know about that.
I thought so.
I
Super
don't know,
sketchy.
but like you said, so your brother just didn't like it. He was grossed out.
No, he was super freaked out, got like so nervous on the bus with like all the crazies on the bus. And then we finally get to the beach and he has this dream of rollerblading Venice Beach like a fucking
Yeah.
like a fucking 80s movie.
Yeah.
So he gets about 10 feet and that, but he really got freaked out. There was one place that he talks about it to this day. And it was like a storage unit. Like you open the door like to a storage unit and it rolls up. It was like one of those places on the beach on the boardwalk in Venice.
Oh, all of the shops are like that.
Yeah, and this one just had a chair, like a wooden chair, and a sign that said $5 massage. And the guy was creepy as fuck standing in that shop. So
Hell yeah. Did you get a massage?
fuck yeah. Best $5 massage I ever had. No, I'm kidding. Are you kidding me?
I would have.
Yeah, you probably
Just for the
would've.
story. For the story.
Yeah, that would have been a good story. I should have done. I wonder what happens when they shut the door.
Oh, you don't shut the door, right?
Well, I mean, you want an ambiance, right? Like
no
some
one's
music.
rolling that thing down on me. No.
Oh my God.
But wait, let me ask you this. Did you guys actually rollerblade?
He rollerbladed. I rented a bike. He got about 100 yards, passed out, and I had to tow him home.
I can't believe it. I've always wanted to do that too. Swear.
Yeah,
And I lived 5 minutes from there and never did it.
Yeah, you grow up watching all these movies and shit like that.
Yeah, that's why you grow up, you watch like Pretty Woman and you see the stars on the side of on the streets and you're like, oh, I want to see that. And you go there and it's fucking disgusting.
Yeah, it's always a letdown. No matter where you go in Los Angeles, it's always a fucking letdown.
God, I miss it so much though.
Oh, I love it. Just the air.
I love LA.
I love the smoggy air. I love everything about it. The food.
Me too.
Oh.
Me too. Oh, I love it. We are so gross. Daniel hates my husband. He hates it, by the way.
I used to
Hates
surf
it.
Venice Beach, believe it or not.
Was it dirty?
Oh, it's so dirty. I got so many ear infections.
There's like needles on the sand.
Yeah, it's vile.
You should have gone like 10 minutes down to Marina. You'd been safe and good.
Nah, it was more about the Venice Beach experience. You got to experience that at least once.
Yeah.
But damn,
Didn't you
that
go with
massage
like a
parlor.
heroin addict? Just kidding. What?
No, I used to be a heroin addict.
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't. But it sounds fun.
Jeez.
It's something I always wanted to try.
Well, it's hard to try those things once.
That's what they say.
You know, we've tried a lot of things in our life, you and me.
We've tried a lot of things together, you and me.
True. That's true. But we've also, I mean, like, drug-wise, I've tried most of them. I'll tell people that. That's fine. I've never tried meth
That's good.
because that's a bad one. I've seen what it does. No, thank you.
You have two nice teeth to smoke meth.
Ugh, so do you. I mean, everyone does in the beginning, right? When they smoke that shit.
I heard.
I'm surprised. Some people don't have their teeth like rotted out, right?
Well, you know what I heard, and this is probably just one of those rumors, but I heard if you smoke enough meth, that shit will encapsulate itself in your teeth, to the point where you could pull your tooth out and smoke it like a rock.
You're stupid.
I'm serious. I heard that.
You're making shit up.
I swear I heard that. That's why people be losing all their meth teeth, selling them, smoking them.
Maybe.
Makes sense, right?
You know what I was just thinking, by the way? Sorry.
Like some crack plaque, you know? Just fucking right there.
Crack plaque. You're an idiot.
I'm an idiot.
You know what I was just thinking?
What?
You're recording this, right?
Yeah, of course.
Not me. Last time when we just did it for a second, I was recording it, and I feel like my voice was way louder than yours.
It was.
And now it's the opposite.
Oh, so I'm the loud one now?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's whoever's
Interesting.
recording, but I guess we'll see at the end. But that's what I think.
Yeah, I'm a little antsy too. I've been screaming a little bit as I pace around.
I'm laying. I mean, I'm never doing anything else.
I feel
This
like
is what I'm doing.
I feel like I'm breathing so loud, like fucking Tony Soprano in the fridge.
You're not.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
you look like that. Oh my God.
Eating fucking gabagool all over my face.
Didn't he wear a robe sometimes?
He did wear a robe.
Yeah.
A lot.
That was your show. I don't know. I don't watch it.
That was a good one. I missed that.
I tried it.
Not allowed to watch it though. It's banned in my house
Why?
because my wife doesn't like when I laugh at really fucked up scenes.
Oh, you do. You laugh at bad things. I don't like it either. When you laugh at certain ones.
Yeah. Well, we all have
We
our
won't
own
even
sense
talk
of
about it.
Yeah, we all have a sense of humor.
Okay, back to Lisa.
Yes.
Because we forgot about her for a second.
Isn't that the whole point of this?
Yeah, but this is our first one, and we want to let people get to know us a little too.
You think we'll have any fans, or are they gonna just fucking hate us? Probably hate us, right?
We will probably have a guy named Andrew come over because he likes us.
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about?
That's your boy from the Mania Pod.
Yeah, so I do a podcast called Mania with my husband.
It's great, by
and
the way. You got to
it's-
check it out.
Thanks. And you can do that on
It
YouTube,
is.
Spotify, Apple, whatever. And it's video. It's not just audio. And we have a fan named Andrew that really likes you and me for some reason. And we call you the house guest.
I can't
our show.
believe I have a fan. That's wild.
You have a fan. So maybe he'll
Wow.
come listen to us first.
So we're gonna get at least one view.
We will.
Okay.
We'll get some views. But we want people to get to know us a little bit. And even though they kind of, the ones that are coming know me, I want them to get to know you. So that's why I'm getting you, like putting you in all these awkward situations right now.
Are you gonna interview me?
I've been kind of doing that a little.
And just like I haven't known, it's been oblivious.
Yeah, like making you say bad things about yourself.
Oh, well, that's easy.
Like making you admit shit
Oh yeah, I don't like doing that.
for the pod.
I
It's for the
definitely
pod.
don't like doing that. Anything for the
Any-
pod, right?
Yes, that's the rule. Anything for the pod. So do you want to talk about her?
Yeah, let's do it.
Elisa?
Elisa.
So if you had to give me your final thoughts before by the way, guys, we're going to go in and we're going to investigate this and I'm going to read the book like I'm supposed to and do all the things. But what do you think happened, just in your opinion?
So I don't want to give you a huge, long, drawn opinion. I really think at first I thought that she had a manic episode. I still don't buy that she got herself into that tank, but you know, there's no evidence, real hardcore evidence to say otherwise. So I'm thinking she had a manic episode, and you see and hear all this stuff from unsourced material, but they talk about her being under medicated. Or not on her meds at all, which would cause that manic episode. Because like you said earlier, you don't go on a manic episode when you're on your antipsychotics, and you certainly don't scale a building when you're on fucking Seroquel, okay?
Oh my, tell the people. We've been on Seroquel, and that shit knocks you out. You're not scaling a building.
No, you're fucking drooling all day.
Yeah,
You're definitely not scaling a building.
Even with Effexor, is it like that? I've never taken that one.
That's the one I haven't taken. I've taken all the other ones.
That's the fat drug, no? No, never mind. What's the fat one?
Effexor's an SSNI.
The one you took.
Oh, God, Zyprexa.
Zyprexa. That's the fat drug. Okay.
The worst. And all the losers take Zyprexa. No offense to...
She wasn't on that, right?
No offense to Andrew if you take Zyprexa, our one listener. But
oh, I'm sure he hates us. There's no way.
Oh, man, Zyprexa is fucking rough. They tried to get me on that 3 times.
I told you not to take it because you would get fat, and you said you didn't care. And I was like, all right.
And then I got fat and I cared. That's why I chew. That's why I chew and spit now.
That's why everybody, if you would like to know, Andy also has an eating disorder. I'm not making fun of that. I'm serious, and I'm serious about making you stop doing this.
I feel like you're just about to say, like, if you or someone you know is struggling from an eating disorder.
I'm serious.
Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
What do? You spit out your food.
First of all, I didn't know it was an eating disorder. I actually thought I was just being clever because, I love to fucking eat, but I also love to be thin. So
yeah,
I had this idea like I would, eat a fistful of M&Ms and just chew it up and enjoy all that flavor and that taste and then just spit it out so I wouldn't get those calories. And
that's so psychotic.
I didn't know it was a thing until I was in group therapy last week. And someone was mentioning problems eating and things like that. And I suggested that to them. And then I kind of got a weird
vibe.
Yeah, weird vibe, weird response. And, it turns out it's an eating disorder. But I don't have to do it. I'm not addicted to doing it. I thought it was just cool. I thought it was smart.
So if it's not like something you feel like you need to do or you're pressing to do or you can't stop doing, I don't think it's a disorder.
No. And I don't see the harm in it.
Yeah, I do. I see the harm psychologically at some point, like just fucking you up.
Well, just to be clear, I'm not like eating, like chewing and spitting out my food. I'm chewing and spitting out like way extra candy, junk food shit I shouldn't be eating anyway. Like I'm still swallowing my 2,000 calories.
Yeah, and then you're spitting out your snacks.
Yeah, I'm spitting out anything over 2,000 calories. Spitting out my snacks, exactly. It's fucked up.
My God.
When you put it that way, you make me sound crazy.
It is, but that's fine. Whatever, I'm crazy. So
pretty on the outside, Amanda.
So I'm kind of disappointed. I'm kind of disappointed that you agree with the coroner's report right now.
Oh wait, you didn't let me finish. We got sidetracked. So everything, when you look at the video, she's scared to death in the elevator. Is it real? Is someone really chasing her? Is she having a hallucination? You look at the reports. Even her sister said she'd gone off her meds and hallucinated in the past. You read some of her blog entries, and she's clearly, what's the word? Ideating suicide. What do you call that?
Suicidal ideation.
Suicidal ideation. So that's clear in her blog. So,
okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that stuff kind of lends you to that, right? But to me, it all falls apart because I'm convinced that she was medicated. There's nothing to say she wasn't medicated. And then we've talked about the trace amount of all her meds in her system. But what I think is another huge factor in why I think she was medicated is because of her pill count. She had a surplus in most of her pills, which to me indicates that she had a surplus in most of her pills, so she's taking them. When you think about her going on vacation to California and picking up all her refills for her psych meds and her dailies on the 11th of January, she's probably doing that mid-refill. It would be odd that all her prescriptions ran out on the 10th of January and she's now filling them on the 11th. So I'm going to surmise that she had extra pills. My cabinet's full of extra pills for one reason or another.
Too. Well, or like you said, if she wasn't wanting to take her meds, she wouldn't even have picked them up.
Yes, exactly. And she wouldn't have brought them with her and she wouldn't have had a surplus. So I'll give you a perfect example. When I started on Abilify, they put me on 5 milligrams. There's a 5 milligram tab. Bump me up to 10 milligrams, I'm taking 2 tabs. 15, I'm taking 3. But at 20, there's a tab. So now I take one 20 milligram tab of Abilify a day. But you know what I did? I ate all my 5s before that. I was taking 4 5s to make 20 milligrams. So who's to say Elisa wasn't doing that with all her surplus? I think she was. I think there's nothing to say she wasn't medicated. And for that reason, Amanda, I think she was killed. Because the entire mania, bipolar, manic episode falls apart if she was medicated, which I think she was.
Yeah, no, I can get on board with that. You're right. I've never heard of anyone being manic and taking their life when they were like on their pills regularly.
No, it's true.
I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't know anyone. Usually it's because you're off your meds. So yeah, I can agree with that. You know, we never talked about kind of the Cecil Hotel and what it's like there. Kind of want to say that because it's gross.
Yeah, let's talk
And
about the infamous
like,
Cecil.
like what she got herself into. So the Cecil Hotel is where many serial killers have actually stayed over the years, right? The Night Stalker.
He lived there. Jack Unterweger spent a lot of time there while he was serial killing.
Yeah, and this is the type of place, like I told you before, before they rebranded it to the Stay on Main, you could, and maybe even after that, you could rent rooms by the hour sometimes. For sure, when it was just the Cecil, you could rent rooms by the hour. And a lot of times you would see like homeless people come in if they would get like some $20 or $30 and they would let them have a shower. And like you said before, it's shared bathrooms. It's really not a great place. It's like creepy as fuck. So what they did was they reorganized the lobby and redesigned it for the Stay on Main and made it really look cool when you walk by. It looked like really cool modern furniture in there.
Okay.
And then they just did the lobby though. And then like you hit the elevators and it's just disgusting, and they say there's like mold in the rooms and it's leaky and the carpets were disgusting. So they didn't really do anything but the lobby and then just rebranded it. So they fucked people over that way. And I think that's why Elisa ended up staying there, because she didn't know how bad it was.
Yeah, she thought she was staying at some swanky renovated hotel downtown, heart of the action, and she's really on Skid Row at the Cecil, which is known for like creepy guests, suicides, murders, hauntings.
Exactly.
It never ends.
Exactly. So I don't think that she would have ended up there if she knew.
Well, they also, another reason that people like the manic excuse is because when she first got there, she had a bunk with 3 other girls, and they kicked her out.
They did. I'm not laughing at that. It's kind of crazy though, because they just decided that she was acting so weird and bizarre that they didn't want her in the room.
Yep.
So that's kind of like, right? You're like, fuck.
Yes.
So she was probably off her rocker a bit.
Yes, and then she got kicked out of an episode of Conan O'Brien, like a live taping, because she was acting bizarre as well. So then once again, it's cringe. You're like, oh, fuck. Did she die from being bipolar?
See, and here's the thing. So you hear all of that as police, and you're like, okay, she killed herself. She was manic, whatever.
Yep.
But just being bipolar, I still don't feel that way. I still feel like she could be manic and be killed, because you get yourself in risky situations when you're manic.
Absolutely.
I've gotten myself in really weird situations with men when I was single in LA, like waking up in places that I don't remember, things that just were awful, right?
Yeah.
So I can see you just care less. You're willing to take risks. So say she met some shady guy at a bar and she didn't care. So she's hanging out with this person, not worried.
Well, she did meet people. In one of her social media updates, she talked about a guy that she liked, and she regretted telling the guy at the hostel that she liked him and had a crush on him.
Who she told him at the Cecil?
Yeah.
Oh no.
And then there was another, she posted a few times about creepers following her and stuff like that. So there's a lot of reasons to believe that she was in danger.
Yeah, so it's not an open and shut case is the point.
Yeah.
I think it should be reopened.
I think it should be reopened too. When you have a situation like that, when you have a girl found nude, floating face up in a water tank on top of the roof at the fucking Cecil of all places, you take a sexual assault kit and you test it. You take those hairs and fibers they found on her clothes and you test it. Period. End of story.
Of course. I can't believe her family, or maybe they did try to fight for that.
They did. They actually took the Cecil to court in civil suit, and they filed for a wrongful death. They argued that the Cecil should have had better security and the water tank should have had a ladder in it in case someone fell in, which that's exactly true. A maintenance guy could have fallen there.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, you just don't think of anyone getting up there.
No.
For
what reason? I don't even think you have the wherewithal in a truly manic state. Last time I had a manic episode, I ended up in fucking Vegas with you. I gambled away all my money and got a shitty tattoo.
See?
Yeah.
See, those are the things that happen.
It happens.
So you just don't care as much. Everything is like, you know what? Fuck it. That's how you feel when you're manic. You don't care. Whatever happens, happens. And you actually kind of feel invincible.
Definitely.
But a lot of people have jumped off the Cecil and killed themselves, right?
Well, that lends it to another point. Why didn't Elisa just jump off?
Yeah, that just seems like the worst fucking way to do it.
Oh my God. To drown yourself? Yeah, absolutely.
In a dark hole? Ugh!
Oh my God. I didn't realize it was a dark hole till you said that.
Think about it.
The
It was like you're
fucking
in a well
darkness. The darkness.
with slick walls and no way out.
Slick walls, no way out. The fucking water's going up and down as people are drinking it. Oh man. Let's talk about the tap
Something
water.
else? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, the tap water was brown and people were drinking it.
I can't believe that. I think you got a lot of balls to drink tap water in downtown LA, period. Never mind the Cecil.
Yep. And they were like, oh, it tasted weird. And I started to feel off. Okay. And it had a little bit of color to it.
And that right there doesn't make you full stop and go down the street and
Yes.
get a fucking bottle of water?
Yeah, or just anywhere else. Go to a fucking restaurant and get some tap. I don't know.
Go outside,
Anything
drink
else.
some fucking puddle water. Drink like the water at the bottom of a trash bag. Anything.
Anything but brown Cecil water.
Trash water. And I'm not knocking on people who are poor because I'm fucking poor. But I'm never going to be thirsty enough to drink brown tap water from the fucking Cecil.
No.
It's not going to happen. I drink my own
No.
piss like they do on those Survivor shows first.
No, I would just steal a bottle of water somewhere. Steal one
Yeah,
from the
yeah.
store. I'm not below that.
Or like a sprinkler. There's got to be like some
I mean, above that. Is that the word? I'm not above that.
below that. You're not below that.
I'm not above stealing a bottle of water. If I'm like super poor, fuck that.
You're not
I'm
above
taking it.
or below it. I mean,
Yeah, I don't
even a
even know.
sprinkler. Like outside the Cecil, there must have been some landscaping that gets a sprinkler at night. There's a lot of ways to get water. And that's
Definitely
one.
not, dude. It's like a concrete sidewalk. That's it.
Ooh, brutal.
That's why when people die downtown LA, it's kind of fucked up because they usually end up hitting someone else. They jump off these roofs and they kill someone else walking,
Oh.
which is so unfair and such bullshit.
What bad fucking luck, huh?
If you're just walking past, like drinking a soda, and someone falls on you,
Some asshole fucking,
yeah,
wow, belly flops you.
yeah.
And your day's
So-
already shitty enough if you're hanging out by the Cecil.
Believe me, I had to work down there. I worked at this little boutique shop. Like, I mean, I could walk to the Cecil from that boutique in 3 minutes.
That's shady, man.
It's shady.
Surprised you made it out of there alive.
Oh God, we've lived a lot of lives, and we'll talk about that stuff more too.
Yeah,
Just
we've lived
random
a lot of
stories.
Oh, I saw a video of the Cecil. Sorry. I saw a video of the Cecil. And it was the most disgusting bathroom I've ever seen in my life.
Where'd you see this? Online somewhere?
Yeah, online. It was in a documentary on Netflix. And one of the couples who drank the black water was talking about it. And then they kind of
Yeah.
showed the whole environment. Doesn't that just make you fucking so gross you want to take a shower?
It's sickening. So here's the thing. I think when you think of hostels around the world, when young people travel, it's usually young people doing it, right? They stay in the hostels and they share bathrooms and shit. And like something I would never do at my age, I probably wouldn't have done it then. But like that has always skeeved me out. Sharing bathrooms and shit with people. You have to wear sandals in there because like, what are you going to put your feet on
Ugh.
that floor? And then I think, like what you're talking about, these people decided to drink that water out of the sink.
Yep.
Mm.
They were British, so in their defense.
It was a couple, right? I think
Yeah,
I
it was
saw
a
this
couple.
somewhere.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
couple. But damn, I don't know. Yeah, like you said, I still can't imagine drinking brown water. Or the shared
Me
bathroom.
neither.
That's super sketchy too. That's like a college dorm or something like that.
It is. That's what you do when you're, you know what? That's what you do when you're her age.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? I'm 40. I'm not sharing a bathroom with anybody, even my
No.
husband.
I can't even share. I could never even share a room. I could never even share a room like that. I need the door locked at all times in my
Yeah.
own space.
Yeah, roommates? Remember when we were roommates?
Oh, those are stories for another day.
Yeah, I'm just saying we were roommates. But
Yeah, can you
we were
believe that?
Early 20s.
Early 20s, right at the time that we were getting bipolar and we had no idea. We just thought we were super fucking cool.
Super fun and cool and invincible.
Yeah. Yeah. Look
So
at us
I
now.
think Elisa Lam, am I saying her name right? Elisa. Yeah.
Elisa, yeah.
I think right now, until I investigate more, I still am not sure. I think an employee might have done it. Seriously, I keep coming back to that because of the camera angles and them only a certain amount of people having a key to get on the roof. And like you said, I don't see her ass scaling the side of the building.
No.
So that's for me without investigating anymore. That's my guess.
Well, what do you think? Should we investigate more?
Yeah, I think we should dig into it.
I think that we should try to get somebody on the line. I think we should try to interview someone really close to the case and ask some of those lingering questions.
Like an employee or a coroner or something?
An employee, a coroner. I'm dying to know someone's legit interpretation of whether she was medicated or not. Because like we talked about, that changes the whole thing. She's no longer dies of bipolar or mania if she is medicated, at least in my mind.
What if we ask a different coroner if he's ever or she has ever put that on?
Ooh, I like that. Let's, what? We're going to get a coroner.
Okay.
One of these future episodes where, these.
Or even like, you guys, even if we can't get one on right away, we can actually just talk to a few and ask them if they've ever seen bipolar as on the death certificate like that.
Yeah. No, you're right. That's a really interesting point. And then get someone else's opinion of if they would have ruled that an accident or if they would have ruled that suspicious or maybe even homicide.
Exactly, because I don't trust the LAPD.
No one trusts the LAPD.
No. They're always fucking things up.
They close a lot of cases pretty early.
And I get that there's a ton of cases. It's LA, I get that. But this one just didn't make sense.
And it's a Canadian tourist, a young college student. Like, that's not the image we want in America. Come to Los Angeles and wake up in a fucking water tank.
Oh, God. I think they tried to hide it for a while.
You think they found out before they released the information?
I don't know. I think the Cecil doesn't need any more bad news. Do you think that they just, it's like another day for the Cecil Hotel?
The general manager just goes in her desk, pulls out a form sheet and fills out the form for the day?
Yeah, then they move along because people die there all the time.
And you know what's fucked up about the Cecil too? Is it's also like half of it is low income housing and then the other half is like a hotel. So you've got a lot of people in that one congregated area, some not so friendly.
Yeah, do you know how many rooms there are?
600?
Yes.
It's crazy.
600 rooms. That is unbelievable.
Yeah.
It could have been anyone. They didn't even search all those rooms because they just said they didn't. I don't know. They didn't go through all of them. It's too many.
That's bullshit. I'm calling bullshit on them because I was reading that too. I was reading that they only searched the rooms for which they had probable cause. But that's complete horseshit because when you're staying in a hotel, the owner of the hotel can give the cops permission to go in the room. They don't need probable cause. Like if you're renting an apartment or you're renting a house, that owner of that space could give the cops permission to go in. So they don't even need probable cause. Once again, that just seems like
lazy.
Yeah.
They should have done that. This is a person's life. Like, come on.
Absolutely.
Well, never know.
Never know.
I guess we can just talk about it again after we dig into it some more.
Yeah, I think we need to dig into it some more. Maybe we'll come back with some fun, fucked up stories for next time.
Yeah, we'll do that, and we'll talk about other cases. We're going to talk about a lot of cases.
We're going to talk about a lot of shit in the future podcast of Murder Man, and we're going to have some really crazy guests on, and
yeah, check out our song, our Murder Man song, because it's funny, and I love it.
It's so fun. It's such a sick beat. It's so funny. I love anything that talks about us.
I don't know if it has our name in it. It's like, haha.
So cool.
All right, guys, come back for Murder Man next week.
Podcast, Andy got the facts, Amanda spitting fast, delve into the night, mysteries unfold, cold cases sitting deep, not a story told. Serial killers lurking in the shadows, they creep. Amanda's got the files, secrets she keep. Andy dissecting, forensic on the mic. Every episode hits, spine chilling like a knife. Murder Man podcast, voices in the dark, solving every puzzle piece, never miss the mark. Andy and Amanda, truth they unmask. Tune in every week for the twisted task. On the trail of a killer, blood runs cold. Eyewitness tales and legends old. Amanda Amanda breaking down clues piece by piece. Andy putting it together, never seeing peace. Whispers in the wind, serial mind unfazed. Evidence presented, audience amazed. Grim tales of murder, heartbreaking loss. Andy and Amanda, the duo, no one's boss. Murder Man Podcast, voices in the dark. Solving every puzzle piece, never miss the mark. Andy and Amanda, truth they unmask. Tune in every week for the twisted task. Murder Man Podcast, twisted task. Tune into the crime, Murder Man Podcast.
For the twisted task.
Murder Man Podcast, voices in the dark. Solving every puzzle piece, never miss the mark. Andy and Amanda, truth they unmask. Tune in every week for the twisted task.
Every week for the twisted task.